everyone, welcome to 4 Dimension Infotech. Here we are starting the Java course series. So let's see. Introduction to Java. Java is high level object oriented programming language. That means Java is written in a way of humans that can understand easily. It flows to the English. It also follows the object oriented programming language model, which is all about using classes and objects to the structure code in a clean and reusable way. Second point is developed by the Sun Microsystem in the year 1995. Java was created by the team Sun Microsystem in the year 1995 and officially released in 1995. Later, Oracle's corporations acquired Java and they continue maintain and improve it today. Third point is platform independent, means write once and run anywhere. This is one of the most powerful feature of Java. Write the code once and it can run on any device or any operating system. So we can say thanks to the JVM or Java Virtual Machine, which translate the Java bytecode into the machine code that any computers can understand. Last point is widely used in web, mobile, desktop and enterprise applications. Means you will find the Java in many places, from Android apps on your phones to banking software, to web applications and even the large scale business system. So it is used anywhere because it is stable, fast and secure. Here are some features of the Java. Java is simple because it is easy to learn and use. Second is object oriented. Everything is treated as an object. Java is also called as platform independent because Java bytecodes runs on any operating system with the help of JVM. Java is secure. Runtime environment is built in a security. Robust. Robust means strong memory management. Java having the feature is multi-threaded. It supports the concurrent programming. Last point of the feature is high performance. Java has a feature like high performance because it using the just-in-time compiler. Now here, setting up Java environment. There are 4 steps. Download JDK from the Oracle website. Next, second step is install JDK and set Java home and path environment variables. Step third, use a code editor like Notepad, VS Code, IntelliJ or Eclipse. Step 4 is compile using the Java C and run using the Java commands. So here is the difference between the JVM, JDK and JRE. JDK stands for the Java Development Kit because it contains the tools to develop and run a Java program. Next is JRE. It stands for the Java Runtime Environment. It contains JVM and libraries to run the Java applications. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. So it interprets the bytecode and executes our Java program. Here is the basic syntax of Java. That is, Java is case sensitive language. Every application must have a main method. So here we write our first program, public class hello world. Okay, hello world is the class name. Then here curly bracket is open. After that we have create here main method. Main method is public static void main string args. Then after that we have opened the curly bracket and write here system.out.println and in bracket hello world. After that we have to give here semicolon to terminate the statement. Then close the curly brackets. Both the curly brackets are closed here. Okay. So semicolon is used for the end statement. And in this program, classes and methods are essential the building blocks.
Let's say our first Java program practically. So here we will create the class name as a hello world. So now we will run this program, run as Java applications. Here in the console we will get the output is hello world.
Okay, so for this program the output will be the hello world, and note that string always can be written in double quoted. Next point is Java keywords. Java keywords means it is the reserved word with specific meaning. It cannot be used as a variable or method name or identifier, etc. So example of the keywords like class, public, static, void, if, else, nested if, new, return, void, etc. These are the keywords used in Java. So next is data types in Java. So what is data type? Data type means it can store the value of a variable called as data type. In data type there are the two types, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types like integer, float, short, boolean, long, char, double, etc. And non-primitive data types like string, array, classes, interface. In data types there are some default values for example integer having the default value is 0. Okay. Boolean having the default value is false. Then double having the default value is 0.0. Float having the default value is 0.0. String having the default value is null. Okay. So these are the default values we have to remember. Next is variables. So what is variable? Variable can be used to store the data values. For example, here we have given the int age equals to 25. Here the age is the variable. Okay, int is the data type. Which is data type? Int is the primitive data type. Age is the variable, and here we store the value is 25. Next, string name equals to John. So string is the non-primitive data type, name is the variable, and John is the given value for this string. So types of variable like local variable, instance variable, static variable. Okay, these are the three types of variable. Operators in Java. So there are some operators in Java like arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical, assignment, bitwise, unary. These are the operators we use for performing our programs or mathematical calculations to use those operators. So arithmetic operators having the symbols like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division or modulus. Relational having equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Logical like and, not, or. Assignment equal, okay, plus equal, minus equal, etc. Okay. So these are the symbols for the operators. So next is decision making in Java. It means it controls the flow based on the conditions. Here we use if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, switch statement. Okay. So if statement can be written like the syntax if condition, and here we have to write our code. If we use if else statement, we have to write a syntax like if. Here we are giving our condition. After that, here we write our block. Then else condition. Here we are write our code. In that syntax, first if condition is false, then our else condition can be run. Next, switch statement. Switch statement means it has the some choices. Okay, so switch, here will be give variables. Then here we are giving the some cases. So case 1, case 2, case 3, and last we will give the here default value.
Let's see it practically, the conditional statement with the help of if else statement. Okay, so here we will create the classes largest of 2. Then here get int a equals to 85 and b equal to 55. If first condition, if a is greater than b, it will print a is the largest number. If this condition is false, at that time it will goes toward the else if statement, and here we will given the condition b is greater than a. So if this condition is true, at that time it will print b is the largest number. if the both conditions are false, at that time it will print the else statement is system.out.println. Here we are given that both numbers are equal. So if both the conditions are false, it will give us this statement. So let's see. Run as Java applications. Here int a is 85, so here a is the largest number. If we change the number, a is equal to 45 and run as Java applications, so we will get the output as b is the largest number because b value is 55. So next here is the switch case program. Okay, this code for the switch cases. So here I have created packages 4-dimension infotech and class name is computer mode. Okay, then main method public static void main string args. After that I have given here the scanner class scanner sc equal to new scanner in bracket system.in, and for this class I have import here one package is import java.util.scanner package. Okay, here I have given the two statement, okay, in the system.out.println. Okay, so here the two statement will be print. Then string user mode equal to sc dot next line method dot to lowercase method. Okay, here the switch, in switch we have written here user mode, and there are some cases like first case like happy. If the case is happy, then it will print the statement like computer, yeah, let's crash something just for the fun. Okay, after that it will break the statement. If case is second sad, so at that time it will print like computer me to my RAM is full of the bad memories. Then after that it will break the statement. If case hungry, at that time it will print the computer say let's go buy something. If those three cases are not given by the user as an input, at that time it will print the default statement computer I am confused. Is that a new programming language? So let's see. Run a Java application, we will get the output like. So here are those statements. After that we have choose any mode, but I have not choose any mode. At that time it will give me the statement like default statement. I am confused, is that a new programming language? Once again I will run a Java applications and I am giving here mode as a happy mode. If I given the happy mode, the statement will be print as computer, yeah, let's crash something just for the fun. This will be the output for the user. Okay, once again we will try. Run as Java applications, and here now I will give the input like hungry. So my mode is computer mode is hungry. At that time it will give the output like computer, same let's go buy something. So this is the code for this switch case.
Next topic is loops in Java. It is used to execute a block of code repeatedly. There are three types of loop: for loop, while loop and do while loop. So here is the example for the for loop having the syntax like initialization, condition and increment. So for loop having initialization, condition and increment or decrement type. In this example we have taken for in bracket int I equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So here int I is the initializations. It means the loop is start with I equals to 0. Next is I is less than 5. This is the condition. Okay. So loop runs while this is true. If the condition is true, the loop is running. I plus plus. This is the increment. Increase I by 1. after each loop. Okay, so here in output there will be the printing of I. So what will be the output here? Here the output will be like the values between 0 to less than 5, means can be written as the output will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and each printed on a new line. It means first of all it prints 0, after that in the next line it will print 1, then next line 2, next line 3, next line 4, like that. Second is while loop. So here is also given the example for the while loop. Here in I equals to 0, while in bracket I is less than 5, here we are printing the statement like system.out.println I, and then we will get the increment. So I equals to 0, here is the initialization. After the while, we will write here condition, and here we will write the increment or decrement. So similar to the for loop, but initialization happens before the loop, condition is checked before each loop, increment happens inside the loop. Here, got it? Next, do while loop. In do while loop, here int I equals to 0, do in curly bracket we have written here system.out.println I plus plus, and here is the condition we given, that is while I is less than 5. Do while is the only loop that guarantees the code inside will run at least once, even if the condition is false. Condition is checked after the loop body runs. Here we will the output also like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So let's say practically program. Okay, so we'll write code here for the for loop. Package is 4-dimensional info take, class is loops, main method is public static void main string args. Here for the for loop, system.out.println, and in bracket we will write here using for the for loop. Here for in bracket in I equals to 1, I is less than equal to 5, I plus plus. So I equal to 1 is the initialization, I is less than equal to 5 is the condition, and I plus plus is the increment. So it will print like system.out.println, here the number will be print. So this is for the for loop. Next is while loop. In while loop, here we write like system.out.println and given your statement like using while loop. So in j equal to 1 is the initialization, while j is less than equal to 5 is the condition. It will print the number system.out.println, and j plus plus is the increment. Okay, so this is code for the while loop. After that, last is the do while loop. Here we will given the statement like system.out.println using do while loop. So int k equals to 1 do, and here we write system.out.println number. So k plus plus is the increment. After that, here we are given the while condition k is less than equal to 5. This is the code for the do while loop. So let's see. Its output will be like as. So run as Java application. Code can be run as Java applications. So here in the console we will get the output for those loops. Okay. So output for the for loop, while loop, and also for the do while loop. For loop, the output like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Using while loop, I got the output number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do while loop, by using do while loop, also the output like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Next, jump statement. It is used to alter the normal control flow. Break, continue, return. So break is the keyword. Okay, break is the keyword that exists the loop or a switch. Here is example like for int I equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. After that, here we are given the condition like when I equal to 3, the loop immediately break or stop, and the output for this is printed like 0, 1, 2. Use case for this break is when you want to stop the loop early. When you want to stop the loop early based on the condition, that time we use the break keyword. Next is continue. So continue means skip the current iterations. Here we are giving the example for int I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus, and here is the condition if I equal to 2. After that here we are written a keyword like continue. So when I equal to 2, it skips the rest of the loop body for that value and continues with the next iteration. Here will be also output like 0, 1, 3, 4. The use case of continue is when you want to skip one particular iteration but continue the loop. At that time we use the continue keyword. Next is return. Immediately exits the current method and optionally returns a value. The use case of the return keyword is to end a method early or provide the output from it. At that time we use the return keyword. So here is nested control structure. It controls the structures can be nested inside the other. It means that here is the example for this. For loop having another for loop. One for loop having another for loop. Inside it we have the condition, if condition I equal to j. So here we write for int I equals to 1, I is less than 3, I plus plus. After that we have given another for loop inside the first for loop. Here for loop int j equals to 1, j is less than equal to 2 and j plus plus. And in that loop we have given the condition if I equals to j. Here we will write system.out.println I equals to j equal to. Here we will write the I value. It is commonly used in conditional loop and logic.
Here we will write the code for the nested loop. First package is 4-dimension infotech class as a nested loop. Then here we will write the main method public static void main string args. Here first of all we have given the outer loop from I equal to 1 to 3. So for loop in I equal to 1, I is less than equal to 3, I plus plus. Okay, this is the outer for loop. Next, here we have written the inner loop runs from j equal to 1 to 2. So inner for loop is int j equal to 1, j is less than equal to 2, j plus plus. And in the inner loop it will check the condition if I equal to j. So okay, so for loop, outer for loop and inner for loop check the conditions, and after that it will give us the output. So let's see. Save the program and run as the Java applications. It will give us output.